I have the manual spring compressor for small block Chevy. Man, it comes with a tool, you screw in the plug hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You put like 120 PSI to it, it keeps the valve up. Compresses the cylinder, keeps the valve up, you change the stem seal. Turn in the whole thing. Came to that boy's truck, nothing, no expense was spared. I didn't want to break it down.
It worked out for you.
Yeah, sure did. First time in my life.
What's that?
They're messing up my clean china wall.
It's all right. We'll make a new one.
Yeah.
We'll build it back better.
Yeah. Yeah, those are reusable.
Yeah. It ain't reusable anymore, I don't think. I don't know, we'll see.
Do you have a metal one?
Oh yeah. The other one stayed on the block.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, they're not going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell her another set.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we got her all tore down. We're gonna get her ready to put up on the engine stand, so do that now. All right, as you guys can see, we got her tore down to the point that we're going to. Well, sorry, not to the point we're going to. And take the timing cumber off. We're going to take the harmonic balancer off. We're going to take push rods out, pull the cam, change out the bearings, rotator, pull the crank, change out all those bearings, clean her up nice and good, and put her back together. I know some of y'all are going to hate me for this, but you'll live. So his goal for this is kind of a low down, dirty, cheap build. This engine was in his son's truck, and they kind of rebuilt it together and put a cam in it. And otherwise, it's pretty well stock. Flat top pistons as well, but stock bore, stock crank. The threads at the end of the crank are messed up, so he did want to put a new crank in it. And then the concern is there was a little bit of a crank bearing noise coming out of it. So, like I said, if we find metal, I'm sure we'll go through it completely. But so far, when I drained the oil, everything looked fine. The oil actually looks fairly new. And we're also going to do an oil pump. So essentially, we're just not going to take the heads off. Otherwise, we're going to do everything else. Where we're doing new lifters, I personally wasn't worried about this, but he wants to. Old school trick, right front, back on here, punch 8 holes on each side, stick your push rods in accordance to where they're at on the block. kind of looking right now to make sure that nothing's bent or any obvious bends. We did have a couple lifters that, rocker arms, sorry, that were quite loose when we opened her up. It's probably just collapsed lifter after sitting for years, but as you can see, you might be able to see, again, checking to make sure she's straight, making sure there's no wear on the end of the push rod. Everything looks really good.
$100.
Whoa,
What?
like tons of crud on the end of that.
Yeah, it might be for sitting.
Yeah, well, but I mean like fibers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like embedded in the end of it. I just wiped it out, but it was like, it almost looked like ends of a rag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a little disclaimer here. I am not an engine builder. I don't claim to be one. That said, I have built a few and they have held up just fine. And while I've matured now, I used to have a very heavy foot. As a matter of fact, one I rebuilt when I was 19 is in the 20. I was 20. It's in my square body Chevy, and she was good forever. I think she has lifter tap now, but I think that truck has set. Oh, there's probably only maybe a few thousand miles on that engine. I originally built that for the Nova, put it in the Nova. Did not give it a break-in period. I drove the crap out of it and hit high RPMs from like day 3. I think I drove it nice for 3 days or so. I did drive it all over the place for 3 days, but I might have put 500 miles on it. I drove it a lot, but anyways, when I took the Nova down for paint, that's when it got put in the Chevy and the square body, and so it's been in there for, I'm 38 now, so it's been in there for roughly 18 years, because the Nova only ran for 30 days. I put a temporary on it. When that temporary was up, I took it down for paint, and after I took it down for paint, I had that big block sitting there, all pretty red, painted up, brand new carb, headers, whole 9 yards, and I put it in that pickup and woke that pickup up a lot. But same thing happened with that pickup. It had 35s on it, and I burned the crap out of those 35s. So, and before that, I had done several small blocks, and I've rebuilt a one LS. But then I've gone through a couple LSs, and there will be a few LS rebuilds on this channel in the future. So, like I said, just a disclaimer, not an engine builder. Oh, dang it. Caught it.
Good save, man.
I was trying to keep that from happening in the first place, but. You know what? This is like a blessing. Because after doing my dad's truck,
Yeah?
I'm telling you, man, you couldn't even tell where the block ended
Oh,
or the oil pan
Yeah.
began.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm sure we'll find it.
That's not too bad in there. Yep. And then those filters do this.
Yeah, I learned when I worked for Commercial Tire that you got to check for that because I put one on one time and it still had the old O-ring stayed on there. So once I put it all on, it didn't leak at first, and then the customer started to drive away. It started leaking.
You see this gasket? It's like brand new. Yeah, once that thing's cleaned up, it works real nice.
I'm just gonna drop that. Well, there's nothing in here. Well,
The metal in there?
no, like, yes, no, like, yes. Plastic, I don't know. Yeah. Some other stuff fell out before I could grab it. That's silicone.
That's a piece of plastic.
That's what I thought.
I know what that's from.
That's silicone.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. Your neighbor over here at the coffee shop, she's gonna probably not be too happy here a couple weeks or whatever.
What?
Well, they're not started breaking the cam
Oh,
with it open headers.
she doesn't.
They don't like noise.
I was gonna.
Most of these people don't up here don't like noise.
Jessica?
Yeah, I don't think she'll dig it.
She never complained, and I've done it a couple times with
Really?
the Camaro. Yeah, I sit out here and just like rev the piss out of the Camaro. And then I go and cut Brody's in my field over there full throttle. Girls ride the 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
Never said anything. She actually just like, her only comments like, I saw you guys were having fun.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Uh,
Live in the city, I guess.
yeah.
As you can see, we got her tore down quite a ways. I don't see anything to be concerned about. The pistons look okay. It's turning over okay, but we are replacing this crank because he stripped out the end of the crank. Talked to him about possibly being able to get those repaired, but he just wanted to get a new crank. So we have a new milling oil pump, new crank, new bearings. So this the top end is good. Other than the cam bearings, he wants to look at those and do those, but if they look okay, we might not. We'll see. But we are going to pull the cam, check her out, make sure she's okay. So this is not a complete overhaul. It's just kind of a quick, like I said, down and dirty, going through the block, painting it up, making her look nice. That way, hopefully, she doesn't have to come out again. But so now I'm going to start working on getting timing chain off and the crank out. And the cam out. I don't see anything obvious on the cam, and the contact point to the lifters looks pretty even, so. But it's his call what he wants to do, so we'll see. And then, like I said, we'll see what he wants to do with the bearings as well, but we'll finish tearing her down first. All right, we'll start turning over the crank and getting the push rods one by one. To be honest, I don't like the situation because it means those rods are going to be resting against the cylinder wall, and all the valves will be closed at this point. We should be able to push them down in there deep. It'll be fine. I just don't like it. Freaking A! I did it again. Trying not to do it, and I still did it. And the bearings so far look good.
Do they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Hey, Marks.
This one didn't want to cut loose. No, there we go.
Ooh.
That might be where my oil pressure problem was. Look at this one.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's a heck of a groove right there. Oh yeah, that's about the same.
Yeah, it got stuff in the,
Yeah,
probably got crank media
a
or
bit of heat too.
cam.
Well, she'll go back together well at least. Ow. Oh, I keep hurting my fingers.
Don't do it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I made you shot.
I guess it's a good thing you did a crank, because
Yeah. That would be the reason why she had no oil pressure.
yeah, that's the culprit.
Through here, huh? Oh, that one too. This one is probably have to check.
Oh man, this one's like really bad.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that'd be why. Seeing all this time.
I'll make sure y'all can see that, but that's tons of little scratches. Sorry, my fingers are dirty, but then 2 big grooves right there. She's ready to come out. Should just be able to
Lift her out.
her right up.
That bearing's gonna fall out. Come on, sweet.
Oh, you know what? Oh, your spinner a little.
Set it down there.
And now try.
Junk.
Oh, there's definitely media in
Huh?
there. There's definitely media in there.
In the cylinder wall?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically a set of head gaskets to have peace of mind. That's the way I would look at it.
Okay. Wonder if that kit that I got comes with the head gasket. Usually. It's got new head bolts in it.
Yeah, well, they're not stretch bolts anyway,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
No.
so you shouldn't need to replace them.
Okay. So what you're saying?
Because I see media, so, and the problem is it's probably like in the grooves of the pistons and, and throughout the...
oil rings and everything. Oh.
And it's your call.
Yeah, I know.
I just would hate to have her run for 1,000 or 2,000 miles to start making noise again.
Yeah.
But then I've known people who have been taking out cams and just replaced cams and did an oil change and never had a problem again. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
So,
one of those people. Yeah.
You know they mean business? Well, I got a Corey Austin from the Miss. When I told her, I says, you know what? I'm just going to prepare you right now. We're going to have to tear that motor completely down. She's like, what? Budget. It's a free truck.
All the money I saved on the truck, I have to spend on the motor.
Yeah. Where's that little light you had?
All my lights are right there.
Oh, that's cool. That's neater than heck. Heck, that's neat.
Heck, we could reuse this.
Yeah. Well, we won't. Yeah, it's right here. To the edge of the piston.
Yeah.
They built carbon around it. I can speak for the both of us that we're in our element. Does that sound correct?
And not doing it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, see there's little pieces of media.
In the piston?
Well, I mean, like right there, right here.
Yeah.
That's what I said. So, I mean, there probably is in the groove, but we'll clean all this up. But, I mean, the pistons look fine and the rings are tight.
Cool. I was gonna say, 'cause there's no miles on this thing.
Guess that.
Yeah, see the mark?
Oh,
Grooved it. It ran fine, because it got away from the ring.
yeah, but the rings froze up in there. That's because the ring has to be able to twist and move.
All right, full of carbon.
This ring's broken.
Is it really?
So is this one?
Womp womp.
I mean, rings aren't expensive. I would probably replace that piston. You can buy a singular piston. All right, everybody, quick update. So obviously you saw the piston. It was replacing the crank anyways, which is a good thing because every single main cap had, sorry, not cap, but bearing had grooves in it and heat marks, and the crank had some grooves in it too. Nothing horrible. We've definitely seen worse, but definitely enough that it wouldn't have been good to just throw it back together. So basically, this came apart more than what was initially planned. I saw a little bit of media in the cylinder wall. I'm sure I'll put that portion in the video. But, I just talked to him and told him that if it were me personally, a set of head gaskets is a really nice assurance to make sure that everything's clean. When we pulled that apart, we noticed that one of the pistons was pretty damaged. So you will have seen that. I showed you that. But basically, this is the point we're at now. The block is completely apart. I'm going to take the cam bearings out next, get her cleaned up really well, and then we can start the assembly process from there. I'm going to try to clean the journals out really well as well. Just a reminder, this is supposed to be a low buck build, so he was not looking to go through this engine as much as what we have, but you know what they say about best laid plans. So anyways, get back to it.
Well, the old dog right here howling a tune.
One cam bearing. when I go to put everything back together, we'll have help, and we got to make sure that the oil journals here are lining up. So it's quite a meticulous process. It's been a while since I've done it. You can see there's a little bit of media in there. That's part of the reason why we took it out. And a little bit of scratches that you may be able to pick up on the camera. But none of them except for one are deep enough that you can feel. You can't feel them at all with your fingernails. So we'll run a hone through there a little, add a little bit of cross hatching. It'll be fine. This is not an engine he's trying to get ridiculous horsepower out of. He just wants a good runner. This will be plenty. So I'm going to take a moment on all these factory casting marks and just kind of clean them up and get rid of them. Plenty of people do this. It's not going to cause any integrity issues. I'm not going to grind down into the block. I'm just going to get rid of this sharp, unclean edge. And then once I get rid of those, use a grinder for what I can, poly wheels and everything else for everything, for what I can't reach with the grinder. We won't touch the surface edge for the mating surface edges. But just clean this up a little bit, and then we'll clean the side of the block, clean it all the way around, then we'll clean on the inside, and then we'll clean everything really well with some brake clean or some kind of cleaner before we ever start the assembly process. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this week's video. Don't forget to tune in next week as we get that engine ready to be put in the truck and introduce the S10 that it's going in. Got a lot more fun things coming up on the channel, but next couple of videos is going to be that S10, getting her done. By the end of her, she should be a nice little street rod. So stay tuned, and as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.